There's a pile of stiff little plastic blocks sitting next to almost every multicolor 3D print in America right now. That pile is filament you bought. Fabaloo documented one job this year that consumed 160 grams of plastic to produce an 11-gram model. 93% of that spool went in the bin, and the part came out fine, which is exactly why nobody complains. In 2026, machines finally started attacking that problem instead of apologizing for it. So here's what this video does. Tom's Hardware ran the same 5-color calibration model across several machines this year, and on one of them it took 23.5 hours. On another one on this list, the identical file finished in 11 hours and 13 minutes. I'll show you which. I'll also expose one number printed on almost every multicolor printer box that quietly costs American buyers hundreds of dollars. And at the end, a 2-line calculation using your own prints that tells you whether an expensive machine here is actually worth it for you. Links are in the description. Number 6, Prusa CORE One Plus with INDX. The INDX wastes less filament than anything else here. It's still number 6, and the reason is honest. First, what it actually is, because this gets described wrong constantly. It isn't a printer, and it isn't 5 loaded extruders like a Prusa XL. It's a conversion kit for the CORE One Plus. One smart head with an induction coil picks up passive nozzle tools. No motors, no heaters, no wires in the tools themselves, which is precisely why you can afford 8 of them. Prusa's published claim is the headline, roughly 13 milligrams purged per material swap, and no wipe tower at all. Their figure for a large multi-material print is 20 to 30 grams of total waste. Treat that as a manufacturer number, not a lab number, because that's what it is. The mechanism is sound though. The nozzle is the heating element, so it heats and cools in seconds. A cold parked tool doesn't ooze. 3 reasons it sits here. You're paying about $199 for the CORE One Plus, then $749 more for 4 tools, or $999 for 8. After conversion, build volume drops to roughly 248 by 205 by 270 millimeters, under 10 inches square, the tightest space on this list at nearly the highest total price. And supply is a queue. Prusa's July update had first batch kits running through the end of August. Already own a CORE One Plus? This is your upgrade. Starting from 0, keep watching. Number 5, Anycubic Kobra X, now the opposite end. The Kobra X is the cheapest legitimate route into 4-color printing in America. It lists at $459.99 and has landed at $299.98 on Amazon. Tom's Hardware currently names it the best budget pick on its main best 3D printers list, and TechRadar's Alistair Jennings gave it 4.5 stars in workshop testing, calling the value outstanding. Here's the engineering decision that earns that. Every cheap rival bolts a color box onto the side and drags filament through a long tube. Anycubic built the Ace Gen 2 engine into the tool head itself. Tom's Hardware measured the result. Color swaps averaging around 35 seconds, against 90 plus seconds on the Bambu A1 they tested alongside it. Shorter path, less filament shuttling, less time lost. One trick nobody advertises. Load duplicate spools of the same color and the machine treats them as backups, continuing automatically when one runs out. If you print terrain, prototypes, or paintable parts, that quietly clears out every half-empty roll in your drawer. The costs of being cheap are real, and TechRadar lists them plainly. Purge waste is reduced, but still substantial. This is still a shared nozzle machine, and physics doesn't care about the price tag. The open frame makes warp-prone materials like ABS harder to run reliably, so plan on PLA and PETG. And going past 4 colors means buying more ACE units. Buying for a teenager, a student, or your own first machine under $300. Start here. Number 4, Creality K2 Plus Combo. Number 4 is on this list for exactly one reason, and it's a reason no other machine here can match. Size. The build volume is 350 millimeters cubed, close to 14 inches in every direction. That's a full cosplay helmet printed in one piece. No splitting the model, no gluing a seam, no sanding a joint line at 1 in the morning. Creality's official spec sheet lists a 350-degree nozzle. It's fully enclosed with dual AI cameras, and the CFS color system scales to 16 filaments. But I'd rather give you the buyer data than more specs because this is the most polarizing machine in the video. Layer depth, who analyze owner reviews and cross-reference lab measurements rather than testing hardware themselves, went through 562 Amazon reviews, 70% enthusiastic, 23% actively hostile. And Creality's customer support was named in a quarter of the negative reviews. Their conclusion is the fairest line I've read about this printer. If you can wrench on your own machine, it's the large format multicolor pick. If you expect the manufacturer to rescue you when something breaks, look elsewhere. That same analysis puts CFS color change waste at 15 to 30%. It's also 35 kilograms, close to 77 pounds, so measure your bench before you order, because this is not a machine you reposition casually. Pricing floats between roughly $1,299 and $1,499 depending on the sale. Prop makers and cosplayers on their second or third printer, this is yours. Complete beginners, it isn't. Now the number I promised to expose, and it's printed on almost every box in this category. 16 colors, 19 colors, 24 filaments. Here's what those actually mean. Creality's extra CFS units run around $319 each. Anycubic's Ace Pro is about $289. Bambu's 24 filament figure needs 4 AMS units plus 8 AMS HT units. That headline number isn't a feature. It's a spending plan, and almost nobody says it out loud. Worse, on any shared nozzle machine, more colors means more swaps, and more swaps means more purge. Tom's Hardware notes this directly on the H2C. Fill every slot for 9 colors, and 2 of them start sharing a nozzle, which puts the waste right back. Most models you'll ever print use 4 colors or fewer. Buy for 4, done well. So here's your own math, and I want you to use your numbers, not mine. Slice a model you actually print. Your slicer reports the flushed or purge weight. That's your real figure, not an average from a blog. Multiply by prints per year times your filament price per gram. That's your annual waste bill. Then divide the price gap between 2 machines by that number, and you get payback in years. For scale, on that 5-color test, Tom's Hardware measured 279 grams of waste filament on one machine. At $20 a kilo, that's about $5.60 in a single print. Number 3, Bambu Lab P2S Combo. Number 3 is the boring answer, and boring wins more often than this hobby likes to admit. The P2S Combo took Tom's Hardware's editor's choice, the first P-Series Bambu ever to earn it. What you get is the successor to the best-selling enclosed printer of the last few years, with a servo extruder pushing 8.5 kilograms of force, a color touchscreen, tool-free nozzle swaps, AI camera monitoring, and the AMS2 Pro included, which actively vents and dries your spools while they sit loaded. It's a 256mm enclosed Core XY that expands to 20 filaments if you ever need it. Combo price is $799, and B&H and Dynamism were both listing it at $749 in August. Now the part that matters after everything I just told you, this machine purges. It's a shared nozzle system, and Tom's Hardware timed swaps on the P1S platform at 1 minute, 46 seconds, with a reviewer saying outright that they wish Bambu would deal with the pile of filament poop it leaves behind. One correction to something you'll hear repeated everywhere. It's not that TPU is banned. Bambu's stiffer TPU for AMS is supported. It's generic soft TPU and 90 Valsive A that can't run through the system normally, and that catches people out. If you want the machine that starts every morning, has the deepest slicer support, and never becomes a project in itself, stop here. But the pile bothers some of you, and number 2 exists for you. Number 2, Snapmaker U1. Number 2 is the one with the strongest measured numbers on this entire list. Tom's Hardware clocked color swaps at 10 to 12 seconds, against up to 90 on an AMS machine reeling filament back and forth. That difference compounds fast. Their 3-color test plate with 90 color swaps finished around 3 hours faster than a Bambu P1P, with no filament poop and a 4-gram prime tower. A separate 4-color print completed in 22 minutes, 45 seconds, and used 0.76 grams on swaps. In a same settings comparison, the P1P took 2 hours longer and burned 25 more grams. Tom's current master list still names the U1 their best multicolor 3D printer, and I think that's a defensible call. Yes, it raised over $20 million on Kickstarter. Fundraising doesn't print anything. The measurements above are why it's here. Structurally, it's 4 tool heads, each with its own hotend, extruder, and filament path, all preheated and waiting. Because each runs its own temperature, PLA with PETG supports or dissolvable support material becomes straightforward instead of a slicer wrestling match. It runs Clipper and Orca Slicer. Limits, clearly, 4 colors, full stop. It's semi-enclosed, and the top cover is a separate purchase, though Tom's Hardware ran ASA successfully without one. It's shipped with a single nozzle diameter, and it's a young platform, so profiles and community knowledge are still filling in. MSRP is $999 with street pricing around $849. My value pick for anyone printing color every week. Number 1, Bambu Lab H2C. And number 1, in a specific category, the best premium multicolor production machine of 2026. Vortec is the reason. 6 induction hot ends sit on a rack inside the chamber, plus the fixed nozzle on the tool head, so each color gets its own melt path instead of taking turns through one. Those nozzles heat from cold in about 8 seconds. Here's the loop from the opening. Tom's Hardware ran the same 5-color calibration model across machines. On the H2D, 23 hours 30 minutes, a 70-gram tower and 279 grams of waste filament. On the H2C, 11 hours 13 minutes, a 41-gram prime tower, and essentially none of that purge waste. Half the time, and the pile beside the printer disappears. And to be precise, since I've been strict all video, the tower is still material, and Tom says you genuinely still need it. Around that sits a 330 by 320 by 325 millimeter build volume, 350 degree nozzles, a 65 degree actively heated chamber inside a flame retardant enclosure, up to 24 filaments, an optional laser and blade cutting modules. The same review is blunt about the costs. It's $2,399 in the extra stack. The induction nozzles are proprietary, roughly $40 to $70 each. TPU handling is awkward. Calibration takes about 45 minutes. And this is not a full tool changer. The Prusa XL finished that same test in 6 hours. If color prints run overnight and you sell what comes off the plate, this is the machine. Already own an H2D or H2S, look at the Vortec upgrade kit before buying new. So, matched to the 4 criteria I opened with. Lowest waste per swap, and you already own a Core One Plus, the Prusa INDX. Cheapest honest entry into 4 colors, and you're buying for a teenager or yourself, the Anycubic Kobra X. Full-size helmets and props in one piece, and you're comfortable fixing your own machine. The Creality K2 Plus Combo. Most reliable, most supported, best software on a normal budget. The Bambu Lab P2S Combo. Best measured swap speed and waste for someone printing color weekly. The Snapmaker U1, and it's my value pick of the 6. Running an actual business overnight, the Bambu Lab H2C. Before you buy any of them, do the 2-line math from earlier with your own sliced file. 30 seconds, and it beats every recommendation on the internet, including mine. All 6 are linked below. Prices in this category move weekly, so check them today. Tell me in the comments which one fits your bench. And if this saved you from an expensive mistake, subscribe.